and give, and then they'll slow down. At this point, you could plant 2 crops of tomatoes. You can plant 1 crop right now, beginning of June. You can plant another crop in a month for later fall harvest. So think about that as you're planting your radishes and turnips and some of your bush beans that take a shorter amount of time. You can plant those, get that crop, then plant your tomatoes, or you can plant other crops that are going to bloom later. Liberty has done a wonderful job of bringing the bucket over so you can see what we have. And
tomatoes are a little late to plant.
yeah, tomato seeds should not be planted right now because they're not going to even mature long enough.
Yeah, we have radishes.
But the tomatoes that we have over there that are full grown, not full grown, but that are up.
What about pepper seeds, or like green pepper seeds, are those?
You won't have enough time either.
They won't either. Okay.
You won't have enough time. Things like carrots, they're a longer crop also depending on the variety. Some carrots only grow this big, maybe. Some carrots will grow that big. So you can plant carrots 3 times between now and late August. Also, if you have any spinach in there, wait until late August to plant your spinach, because the spinach can be planted, it'll come up, it likes kind of a cool weather. There is a type of spinach that can deal with this kind of heat, and if you plant that type of spinach, it will grow well for you. And the thing with spinach is, certain plants, when it gets too hot, it wants to make seeds. And once it makes seeds, your food is no good no more. Some plants, like corn, we eat the seeds. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's okay for the corn to go to seed. For spinach, you don't want the spinach to go to seed because it gets bitter and it stops producing the leaves that we eat. So ideally, you would plant, unless you find in that, was there any spinach in there?
I've not seen spinach.
Okay. If you do plant spinach, plant it in late August because it begins to get cool then, and that's when spinach likes to live. Spring and fall. Turnips will grow great now. Radishes will grow great now. Carrots will grow great now. Carrots are a longer season crop. Beets will grow great now. You can plant beets every 2 weeks also.
What about beans?
You can plant your beans now.
Yeah, my beans came up nice and I planted them probably almost a month ago.
There's two types of beets. These are both like Detroit red beets. And it says here, plant them in June, July. And this one says, yeah, sow them every 2 to 3 weeks until midsummer. Back where I'm from, we plant beets every 2 weeks until late August, because the late August beets will be ready in November. Even when it's really cold, you can still harvest some of your food. The idea is to harvest your food as long as possible. Change your mind from, okay, summer's about tomatoes and peppers. Change your mind. You can have food until December. And with the beds being up off the ground, if you have food in there, you can throw some plastic over the top to make it last a little bit longer. The idea is to feed yourself as long as possible with as much variety as possible. So think about planting every 2 weeks from seed. And you'll be amazed at a crop that's this high, a crop that's this high, and a crop that's looking just like this. If you can use your imagination, this is what you planted 2.5 weeks ago. This is what you planted a month ago. This is what you planted 6 weeks ago. Does that make sense? Because that's how it'll look in your garden. And it's really beautiful because you know you got food coming. This is going to be ready in 2 more weeks. That'll be ready in a month. That'll be ready in a month and a half. It'll really be spectacular for you to have food coming up for a longer period of time. As far as the beans are concerned, they've got fava beans. Anything else do we have?
I don't know if I have any more beans on me right now.
Okay.
Charge and stuff.
What's this stuff?
As far as beans are concerned, if you find some beans in there, there's two types of beans. Beans that climb, that need support, and there's beans that grow in a bush that don't need support. My favorite is the type that don't need support because they only get about that tall, they're about that big, and you just pick, harvest.
Do they grow like white flowers on them?
Yes,
Which,
they have.
Okay,
they
those
have
are
white
bush
flowers.
ones?
They both have white flowers, white or purple flowers. Depending.
White or purple flowers?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have the ones that have like the vine, and they're like growing together in a bush. But I think because they grow up, but I don't know if they need like support or if they're just.
You want to build support for them.
Okay.
I'm a lazy farmer, so I don't want to support anything. I want it to just support itself like a harvest. If you have those and you can pull them apart a little bit, get a couple poles, a tomato stake, a couple whatever, some string running between two poles, and just let them climb, and you'll be amazed. They'll climb taller than me. It'll be so high. The beans are great leaders in the vegetable community, but they're often ignored because they aren't respected. You can get a lot of beans for winter because the beans dry very well. You have to pick them, you have to snap them, you have to pull that string and get them out of there and get you a bowl of beans. But those beans, when they dry, are good for a long time. So beans are always profuse, like zucchini. You can plant 2 crops of zucchini also now. You can plant zucchini this week and get a harvest sometime late July. You can plant zucchini at the beginning of July and get a harvest later on down the line also. So don't be afraid of planting more every couple of weeks. And you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. Let's step over to the live plant area.